let's take a look at setting up a streaming overlay for iRacing using iRacing Live Streamer from SDK Gaming. You can see here that I've already got iRacing Live Timing set up, and I'm going to assume that you've done the same. This is what's going to be generating the data for our overlay. So from here, we need to go into settings, so you can either press F3 or use the burger icon at the top there. I'm going to load our project, and in your iRacing Live Timing folder, you can see that I've got 3 different project files available. All 3 of these will work, but they're going to serve slightly different purposes. So for now, we're looking at streaming, so we'll click on Live Streamer. I can see that iRacing is happy that it's connected to our software. I can see that our data is going to be sent to our server, and I need to choose a unique room name just for my overlay, just for my race session. So for now, let's go through tutorial. And we can see though that the connection status is waiting, and that's because we're not yet connected to anything to generate our overlay. So if we go into OBS, of course you could use other encoders as well, but OBS will be our example. We need to create a scene to display not only iRacing, but also our overlay. So we'll go add, say race. I'll create a source, game capture for now, or iRacing. Capture a specific window, find iRacing in the list, and we can see now then that iRacing is going to be captured. Just need to resize my window a little bit. And the next thing is we need to create a browser source. So again, add browser, add source, browser, and let's name it something recognizable. So iRacing Live Streamer. And from here you can see that I'm going to need to enter a URL. So if we go to the SDK Gaming website, hover over support, user manuals, and I can see that I've got a user manual here for iRacing Live Streamer. So we'll open that up. And this is going to be taking you through the information I'm going through in the video now. If we scroll down a couple of pages, we've gone through the configuration in iRacing Live Timing already. We now are looking at the configuration in OBS Studio. And you can see here that I've got a URL that I'm going to be using. So if I copy all of this except the My Room section on the end, so copy back into OBS again, and I'm just going to paste that into the URL window. I now need to take my room name that I created in the live timing software, so tutorial, and it's capital sensitive as well, so I need to make sure that back in OBS I'm going to enter the same, so tutorial. You want to set the width and height to match what you've got set up for iRacing, which for me is going to be 1920 by 1080. You can delete the custom CSS here, click on use custom frame rate, and we'll just increase that to 60 FPS as well, and then click OK. And so now we can see we have an overlay appearing over our screen. If we go back into live timing, we can close this settings panel for now, so I'll press F3 to close that. If I press F4, or the little arrow on each side of the live timing, F4, that's going to open up our remote control tab. And this is where we're going to control exactly what's displayed in the overlay. So first off, I'm just going to hide the iRacing UI itself. So if I click on that and back to iRacing, you'll see that iRacing's own overlay has disappeared. And this is what, as I say, is going to allow us to control all of our overlay. So the main ones that you can just focus on, just for getting started, is our display mode component. So if I click on empty, then back in OBS you can see that there's no overlay displayed. Race info was what was there already. All of this is customizable. You can change the logos, you can change the headings that you've got written in there as well. If I click on race and go back to OBS, we can see that we have a default layout set up ready for our streaming. So we have a timing tower being updated in live time along with the live timing screen. I've got the driver details. I've got a logo, which again you can change for your own, a track map, and a little battle box as well. So again, that comes up by default, but back in our remote control tab, you can adjust to your heart's content exactly how and what you want displayed. So now we have an overlay up and working. You can choose what you'd like to show or hide. You can see by hovering over a label or a button, it will give you a brief description as to what that does, so you can set up your overlay exactly how you would like. You can see you've also got a Twitch chat element as well. If I type in test as the channel name, click on show, and back on OBS you can see that there's a generated Twitch overlay just to give you an idea as to how that's going to look. When you're not testing with it, just make sure we clear that out of channel name, because otherwise it's going to generate that data the whole time. One of the first things you're probably going to want to customize are the headings and information in your race info panel. The heading and the subtitle will also appear in grid and results. So for instance, just if I change the heading here quickly, and then back into OBS, if I press race info, and you can see that's changed the heading in there. You're probably also going to want to change these logos that appear either in the race info, grid, results, championship panel, or just on the main race screen here as well. Well, to do that, back in the live timing, we'll close off F4 for a second just to get that out of the way. Open up our settings panel, and we need to go into style override. So this is what's going to change the look and the style of the overlay. So by opening that up, at the top we've got some code that controls what logos are displayed. You can see I've commented this one as saying this is the main logo, and you can just change the URL inside there, leave the brackets in place for your own uploaded image, and that will change the logo on screen. And then for the logo within the race info, grid, results and championship components, you see that you've got 3 different images that you can replace there as well. The header, the left footer and the right footer. Again, you can replace those URLs, just keep the brackets inside there as well. And then once you click on OK and go back into OBS, you'll see then that those logos will have changed to represent what it is that you have labeled. So that's it. You have a overlay up and working. Your viewers, I'm sure, are really going to enjoy all of that extra information that they're going to see.